Thousands of years ago, on this holy land of Bharat, some rishis asked a phenomenal question which today nobody has time to ask. And the question was, who am I? Or more specifically, what am I? What is this all about? So they started their exploration with their bodies. What is this body? What is my mind? What is this intellect all about? And so on. And this began the journey of going inward. They self-analyzed their whole being, and this analyzing and contemplation resulted in the beginning of the most ancient and the most experiential philosophy of the world, Hinduism. They rose above the idea of mind, body, and intellect, and in deep meditation they found the reality. These rishis wrote their experiences in the most remarkable scriptures of the world, the Upanishads. Now let us move deep into their experiences.
Throughout our day, we experience these three states: when we are awake, when we dream, and when we are in deep sleep. The first state is the Jagrat Avastha, the waking state, in which we are aware of our daily world. It is about experiencing gross material objects through the senses, like the gross body. The second is Swapna Avastha, the dream state. In this state, the senses are quiet and absorbed in the mind. Mind alone plays during dreams. Mind creates everything out of the materials provided from the waking consciousness. Third is Sushupti, the state of deep sleep. For the person in deep sleep, no idea of body and mind is present. It is a calm sleep with no dreams and complete nothingness.
When we observe these three states, though they all are different, we say, I am the waker, I was in dreams, or I was in deep sleep. So who is this I, which is common to all these states, and the one which is witness to all of them? This I is what the rishis termed the Atma, or the Atman, or the pure consciousness, described by the Turiam, the fourth state. This I is you, the Atma, which is apart from all these three states, and yet illumining them all like the sun illumining the earth.
Atma is you, your real nature, what you really are. If you look at your body, it constantly changes from childhood to youth to old age, and one fine day it dies. It had a beginning and it will have an end. It is not constant and hence not real. Now imagine your mind, which consists of vrittis, that is, your thoughts, emotions, and sensations, as of a kid, an adult, and of an old man. It is constantly changing too. But you, the Atma, the witness, is watching all these changes of your body and mind, apart from them, untouched by all of them, away from all the pleasures and pains of life.
That which remains active, even in your body's absence, even in the absence of the mind, even in the absence of the ego, is the Atma, that which is so innate, so intrinsic, that man has neither made it, nor can he comprehend it, is the Atma, that which is absolute, formless, eternal, all-pervading, and omnipresent is the Atma. Nayanam chindanti shastrani, nayanam dahati pavakah, na chainam kledantyapo, na shoshyati maruta. Weapons cannot cut the Atma, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot drench it, nor can wind make it dry.
The Upanishads define Atma as Eko Devaha, one consciousness, Sarva Bhuteshu Gudaha, hidden in all beings, Sarvavyapi, all pervasive, present everywhere, Sarva Bhutantaratma, inner self of all beings. That is, Atma is the one all pervasive consciousness, that is the inner self which dwells in all living beings.
Now you may ask that if Atma is that one pure consciousness, then what is Paramatma? Actually, there is no difference between Atma and Paramatma. They both are two different words for the same non-dual reality. The word Paramatma is used in relative terms to highlight supremacy. Now you may ask another question, that if Atma is all pervasive, if it is present everywhere, then how does it travel from one body to another? The reality is that Atma doesn't leave the body after death. How can it leave when it is present everywhere? So let us see what happens after death.
When a person dies, what dies is his physical body or sthul sharir, that which we can see, touch and smell. But what doesn't die is the person's subtle body or sukshma sharir. Sukshma means subtle, that which is neither physical nor tangible, that which we can't see, hear, taste, smell or touch. For example, a flower is sthul, physical, but the happiness you feel when you see a flower is sukshma. Your brain is sthul, that is physical, but your mind, that is your thoughts, memories and emotions, is sukshma. Your mind, ego, memory, intellect, your power of perception are all a part of your sukshma sharir. It is this sukshma sharir that leaves the physical body at the time of death and travels on to acquire a new one. Sukshma sharir carries with it all our good and bad deeds and influences of the previous births, as if the fragrance of a flower is carried away by the wind. We take new birth. However, we do not remember anything because the process of death is so painful that it erases some of the memories, and the process of birth is even more painful that it erases a lot of memories. Atma is present even in a dead body, but it is no longer manifested there due to the absence of the Sukshma Sharir. Let us understand this by a metaphor. Sthul Sharir or your physical body is like a computer's hardware. Sukshma Sharir or the subtle body is like computer software. The power supply unit represents your heart. Wires are veins, arteries and nerves. Your brain acts like a CPU chip. Memory is the information stored in a hard disk. And here, electricity represents Atma. It is this electricity that makes each computer work. If many computers are plugged in into the same power source. It is actually the same electricity flowing into each of the computer. In the same way, it is the same all-pervasive Atma that is shining within each of us and is illumining our minds and enthralling us to experience this wonderful world. Also, without a software, no computer could work. In the same way, Atma continues to pervade the dead body, but that body is lifeless in the absence of the software, the Sukshma Sharir.
Unfortunately, due to ignorance, we usually identify ourselves with our minds and our bodies, and this false identification with our Sukshma Sharir and our Sthula Sharir is the root of all our sufferings. So, all you need to do is do not take your mind too seriously and do not believe my words, but experience them yourself like the rishis of the Upanishads, that you are the undying supreme reality, the Atma.
For more such content, please like, share, and subscribe.